Hey guys, this is Greg from the LCP. Hope you guys are doing well today. I know that I sent out an email today saying that we're going to be doing our first in our video series coming up April 10th, so it's next Friday, on basic kayak maintenance. We're talking about whitewater, we're talking about sea kayak. But prior to doing that, I wanted to put together a mini clinic on how to create some pretty inexpensive boat supports out of 1-inch Schedule 40 PVC. So this little mini clinic is going to be about building those supports, and this is definitely something you could do. I would rate this to be a pretty easy project. Don't need a lot of material, and it's definitely going to help us out and help you out with all your boat maintenance needs going forwards. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey, Greg back with you outside. All right, so here we go with a rundown of the materials that we've got here to build our supports. So this originally was 5 lengths of 10 foot by 1 inch Schedule 40 PVC. I've cut them into our appropriate lengths to work with. So we got 4 at 36, 4 at 33, 4 at 24, and 4 at 21 inches. The beer there is optional. Equipment-wise, we've got 1-inch elbows, 16 of those. Down here we've got our fasteners, which are carriage bolts and washers and nuts. Cutting tool right here is a ratchet. It's super easy to use, so you don't have to use a saw, and of course a marker. So over the next couple of videos, I'm going to go ahead and show you how we're going to put these guys together. Hey guys, Greg back at you. All right, so we already went over all the pieces and parts that we need. First thing that I did was make the first set. You'll notice that we've got 2. We've got the inside and we've got the outside. So putting this to the side over here, I've already created the second outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make the inside piece for this, and then we'll be able to fasten them all together to make our horses. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and grab our 1-inch elbows and our remaining stock. Go ahead and take an elbow, put it on one end, tap it in with your hand, flip it around, do the same thing, tap it with your hand. Take the smaller piece, which in this case happens to be a 21-inch, drop it in, flip it around, take the other 21, drop it in. See where I'm going with this. Grab another elbow. We got a total of 16 elbows. Grab your last 33-inch piece, put it in, and then grab the last remaining elbow, drop it in, and kind of wiggle it so we get it square, and then tap it down with your hands. You can tap it down with a rubber mallet too, that'll work fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and tack these together with some screws at the very end. I'm not using PVC pipe cement on this because A, it's volatile, and B, it's really not necessary because the dry fit on this is pretty tight. So now what we have is our second pair of horses. And what we're going to do next is measure out to the center. We're going to join these guys together with our carriage bolts, and then finally we're going to use our straps to create our support mechanism for the boat and give it a dry run. See you in the next video. Hey guys, it's Greg back with you. It's assembly time. All right, so what you're looking at right here is a little bit of an elaborate setup. This is a drill press in my garage, and essentially what I've got going on here is I've got a jig set up so that I've got the center of each one of these legs of the horses jigged up and ready to go, so I can drill the center holes to allow them to be fastened to each other. So you don't have to go this route. I happen to have one of these at my house. It makes it a little bit easier for me to put these things together using the system. You can certainly use a hand drill. Just try to be spot on with your measurements and your centering. Always start with a smaller bit and then work yourselves up to a larger bit. I'll be definitely using a 3/16 to start as a pilot hole, and then from there I'll work my way up to almost a 3/8 for the final carriage bolt, because those are 5/16 in diameter. So coming outside, take a walk with me. Here's our first finished item. and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. There's the point of attachment. That's a 4 by 5/16 stainless steel carriage bolt with 2 washers in between. That way it tracks kind of nicely and it prevents friction. On the top, I'm just using spare straps, and I'm leaving the tail lengths proud on these guys so that I can adjust the width of the horse depending on the hull of my boat. So I'm going to go ahead and put the second one together, get that all drilled and put together, and then I'll show you the completed set. Hey, this is Greg from the Low Country Paddle Sports meetup site, and we are done. Check it out. All right, pan out a little bit. And the Dagger boat is sitting on both of those cradles. So, finishing touches. Obviously, I said that we put these carriage bolts in. So you can see that those guys are right in there. Looking pretty good, right? Nice and centered. What I did was I went ahead and I trimmed the tails on these guys. So they're about 16 inches long, flamed the ends. And I decided that I'm using just, again, those straps. These are some extra straps that I had. Adjustable straps like you would use to mount on your kayak on your roof of your car. And the reason I did that is because it's going to allow me to adjust for the hole width on the boats. So as you can tell right now, as I pan out a little bit here, this is the Dagger Stratos, which is a 14.5-foot boat. So it's not like my 17-foot Tempest, but the hull's a little wider. Towards the cockpit, it's about the width of a whitewater boat. So being able to have adjustable straps means that I'm able to adjust the width of the actual supports themselves, making them really easy to use with my entire fleet. So questions, comments, concerns, just go ahead and drop them in on the below the video. And I'm going to go ahead and include the equipment list. Approximate time it took me to do this from start to finish was about 2 hours. So it's not an incredibly difficult job to do. You just need a little patience. And like I said, the only tool that I would say was a little bit more of a specialized tool is my drill press that I used. But you could definitely get away with using just hand tools. And all right, great. So this is going to lead us into our first video, which will drop April 10th, next Friday. Boat maintenance. Have a great day.